Hey everyone, and happy Star Wars Day. Today I'm going to be doing a Star Wars Episode 1 The Phantom Menace movie review in honor of this day, so hope you guys enjoy it. Alright, so basically I'm going to be talking all spoilers. This movie is first starting off as George Lucas's first movie from his second trilogy, which is part of the trilogy of prequels from his original trilogy from the 70s and 80s. And this one stars Liam Neeson and Ian McGregor, and they are both Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi, respectively, who just go on this mission to find this guy who comes from Naboo, and that's a planet that they all travel to because they have to negotiate some issues. What ends up happening was that these two Jedi Knights have to go on this separate side mission where they have to fight off these bad guys, and then they have to go find the Queen. And they end up coming across along the way this Gungan named Jar Jar Binks, who apparently not so many people are fans of. I mean, I don't know, he was okay. He, to me, was only there for more of a comic relief, and I didn't find him too annoying, so I don't know about you guys, but I thought he was pretty hilarious. When they have to find the Queen, they find out that she got captured by the Federation Army, but they go ahead and rescue her, and they have to make a little pit stop to another planet where we end up meeting a younger Anakin Skywalker, who we all know is going to be this bad character in the end. So this is where it all sort of begins. Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Jar Jar Binks and Queen Amidala all meet the kid and his mom, who are apparently slaves to this guy, Otto. And I really like the one scene in the movie where Qui-Gon Jinn is sort of betting against Watto and sort of determining their fate. He ends up using the Force, and I really like that part, because he tried to trick Watto, and Watto was all like, oh, you can't, don't use your Jedi mind tricks on me, they won't work. And I thought that was just really funny, because, really? Are you kidding me? They're Jedis. They're awesome. They also meet some characters who we've seen from the original movies, like R2-D2, C-3PO, and I thought that it was really cool that C-3PO wasn't finished yet. He was all just mostly wires and scrap metal, pretty much. But he still talked, and he still had those little jokes like, I'm C-3PO, human-cycle relations. And I really like that. One of the coolest scenes that I have seen in a movie in a very long time, and it is the pod race where Anakin Skywalker is the only human that is involved in this pod race, and of course it's dangerous, and you're up against all these other aliens, and I really like that scene. I think it was shot very well, and just and even hearing the sounds, it just, all the sounds just made it twice as epic, just more action-packed and exciting, and I really liked it. It almost felt like I was actually in the pod races, and just I really like the aspect of the film where it almost feels like you're actually there. So Anakin Skywalker gets dragged off with Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he gets taken with them, leaving his mom behind, which is kind of sad. And once you hear the music come in, and it's just oh, it makes you feel really bad for his mom, because you don't know what's going to happen to her, because all you're supposed to care about is what's supposed to happen with little Anakin, even though if you've seen the original 3 movies, you know what he becomes in the end. And so he goes off, they're going back to their ship, but then another bad character comes into play, and this guy, let me tell you, is by far one of the best villains in Star Wars I've ever seen, and it is Darth Maul, who's played by Ray Park. He's completely brilliant with his mad skills, and of course he's a Sith Lord, and he's Darth Sidious's apprentice, and I really like the look of Darth Maul. I think he just looks absolutely terrifying, and I love the fact that they introduced a sort of double-bladed lightsaber. I thought that was just so cool, and just the way that he moved, it was totally epic. They end up sort of getting away from Darth Maul before he can cause any damage. They escape and they go back to the planet called Coruscant, and the Queen is basically trying to put herself out there, make herself stronger and more understanding to the people who she's trying to represent in the Galactic Senate. But of course you have this douchebag called Senator Palpatine who has a little secret, and he is the type of guy who, like, you do not want to mess with. I don't even want to be near that guy. Like, he's like, he may be old, but he's up to no good. He needs, like, to go retire or something. Go to a planet and just retire and go on vacation or something. Then they end up going back to her planet, Naboo, and there is something that's very shocking that I'm sure none of you were expecting, but there is a decoy queen who is also played by Keira Knightley, and I at first couldn't tell the difference between the two because they just looked so much alike. Between Keira Knightley and Natalie Portman, I was like, wait, who's who now? How they sort of like tricked you, and they tricked everybody, and they're like, what? But of course everybody's got to listen to the Queen, cause bow down to the Queen. And they agree to fight with these, fight against the droids, and this whole army, this whole battle sequence that goes on, I think is really cool, and it's got some good special effects and graphics, so I won't complain too much about it, but I thought it was just really cool. And you just hear the music come on, and you know that the battle's just begun, something's gonna go down, and I really like that. But then, meanwhile, the whole battle between the Gungans and the droid army are going down. Both Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon are fighting Darth Maul, and this is where I'm going to talk about just the most epic lightsaber battle I've ever seen since the original Star Wars movies. And I really liked this fight. I thought it was just so intense and just action-packed, and it was just so quick. Like, the moves were just so quick between Darth Maul and, of course, Ray Park. He's a brilliant martial artist. He definitely knew how, like, I can tell when he was doing his little martial arts skills, and he just added that on with the lightsaber skills as well, and I just thought, oh, like, that would just be so cool to see. Like, I wouldn't stand a chance fighting against Darth Maul, but I thought he was just such a cool character. And also what ends up going down is that he kills Qui-Gon Jinn, and that nearly brought me to tears. I mean, I was trying to be as invested in the characters, and just, I had no idea that anything was going to happen. I figured because he wasn't in any of the other movies, especially in, like, any other reference to him for long, but it was so sad because it's Liam Neeson. I mean, come on now, he's just like a total badass nowadays. But back then, I don't know, he was just there. He dies, and Obi-Wan Kenobi is upset, and he has to be responsible for training Anakin Skywalker, who is dubbed the Chosen One. So he has to train him, in which he becomes this ultimate Jedi. So I thought it was really sad. And of course, one of the saddest parts was Qui-Gon's funeral. That music just comes on, I start bawling my eyes out. It was just so sad. And also, just the ending was really cool ending, and just really happy and exciting, and you know that good things are going to happen later on, and some not so good, but overall I'd give this movie just sort of a thumbs up, thumbs down. Some parts were good, some parts were not, but it was still an entertaining movie nonetheless, and I liked it. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, which Star Wars movie is your favorite overall, and you guys can also subscribe to my channel and check out more of my movie reviews, movie updates, and come back every week for my Thursday videos. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, and may the 4th be with you.